This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck as a 2002 Dodge Ram 3500. That's a 1-ton regular cab. It's an ST, which means it's got crank windows, and it does have air conditioning. And it's an automatic. It's 2-wheel drive. It's a dual rear wheel. It's got a flat bed. Those sides are removable. It's a really nice truck. It's only got 67,000 miles. It's like 66 and change. Whoever owned this car, when we bring these things in, we do an extensive inspection, wheels off, check everything out really carefully, and somebody has just done ball joints on it. They did the front brakes. The rear brakes they didn't do, so we did the rear brakes. But just a nice truck. My guy said there's the only thing they could find at all anywhere on this truck was a little bit of seepage, not really a drip of up from the rear main seal, but that's really being picky. This thing is in really good shape. It was a dealer trade-in to the Dodge dealer here. They can't get any financing for their used car people when they have either over 100,000 miles or they're over 7 years old. This one's over that 7 years by quite a bit, and that's why they can't sell it. But we, with our internet presence, have the ability to find people with cash. And some banks will loan on this thing, especially with this many miles on it and the condition it's in. It's got we did not do anything but the rear brakes. It's got a beautiful set of really high rubber tires on it. They must have just done that also. It's just, for a work truck, they didn't do a whole lot of work. It's got a little crack in the grill here. The hood looks great. It's a neat truck. The grill's got a couple cracks in it. There's a couple little nicks under the driver's door handle. Couple little things right here and here. Open the passenger door panel. I've got it running right now because it's 5,000 degrees and I like to get in with air conditioning. Plus my phone likes to overheat. In fact, I take it out of the freezer here at work. There's a wheel tool. There's your manual. Let's see if it's got the cracking Dodge dash underneath. Yep, of course it does. See, they dry out and they crack. It's the craziest thing ever. You can buy a dash cap. We may even have one. They're like $140 and they just glue right down over the top of them. I don't know what they made dashes out of at Dodge that time, but during that era, about 98 to about 04, whatever it was, wasn't good. Anyway, these panels come off, so they hook in here so you can make this entire just a flatbed, or you can drive with those panels like that. Here's your spare. We just bled the brakes, you can tell that. We just bled them and we did the rear brake pads. It's a hell of a truck. They look like they were in pain when they were selling it. It's huge mud flaps there. It's got a 5.9 liter motor in it. Yep. In 02 they had they were making the switch from 5.9 to 4.7s in Hemis, and this was one of the last 5.9s that they did. So it does have a 5.9, which is a good thing. I find them to be much more durable and less prone to mechanical breakdowns. A couple little nicks here, a little dent here. What's this thing quiet? It is running. Obviously the fenders haven't been off. There's been no front end damage here. You can see some paint worn off of the bolts if there was. Stickers are where they belong. quiet. Really good care of this truck. All right, let's see. That's kind of cool. You got a step right there. There's your door panel. Seat over here is what you'd expect for 60,000 miles. Yep, the old broken dash. That's amazing. And I would just keep the dash bed the way it is and leave it alone. They had some sort of a microphone set up right here. I'm just going to leave it here in case you want it. I'm reminded that this truck was supposed to go to Dodge at 60,000 miles. That's a maintenance required light right there. It's basically a check builder. We tried to scan it out. We can't. Dodge requires you to go in there, fork over $100. Let me turn the air down. Fork over $100, and then they'll take the light off for you. There are no emission codes in there. It's just a check builder light. So, and apparently even we have really new scanners, and we couldn't scan it out. So somehow they were able to do that back in the day. CD player, AM, FM. Let's see what we got there. Cups. Here's your air, and it's very nice air. It's working great. All the settings work. Put it there because it's too hot. Here's your overdrive, off, on. Let's see. It does not have tilt. Does not have cruise. It's a work truck, so it's not that unusual. 67,354 miles. There you go. All right, we're going to go for a ride. It's on a clear title, so if you come to Tucson to drive it home, you're going to pay tax and dock fees. Dock fees are $250. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. So, if you come to Tucson to drive it home, which you're welcome to do, got a brand new set of tires. This will be a good one. Easy to drive home. Nothing to do here, really. You're going to pay 2% tax, plus your state, plus dock fees. So if your state tax rate is 3%, you're going to pay 5% tax and $250 for dock fee. If your state tax rate is 7%, you're going to pay a total of 9%. Just add 2 to your state, and then add $250 in dock fees. If you pay by wire and ship, all you pay is agreed upon price and nothing more. Once we get the money by wire, we will mail you the title, notarized. We'll scan in the front and back of the title, and we'll also scan in the envelope that we sent it in, and you'll know it's on its way. What else? Deposits. Please get a deposit in. Once we have a deposit and we have an agreed upon price, get your deposit in. We'll put your name in a banner over the vehicle at wheelkinetics.com, and you'll know it's yours. Until then, it is for sale. I'm going to turn this thing around and shut up and jump on the gas. It's really quiet. Having that big rattly thing on the back with the thing, it's not really, I don't really hear them too bad. I thought they'd rattle around a little bit more than they do. All right. This thing weighs 11,000 pounds, this truck. Ticket. This is a 25. One of these days the cop's going to be right there and I'm going to get a ticket. But so far, 10 years into this, no ticket. It's only a matter of time. Anyhow, let's see. Last thing I want to say, I say this at the end of every video for every vehicle that we sell, is that this thing is way out of warranty by factory warranty by many years. Not so much by many miles, but definitely by year. When they design these things, if they could give them a 1,000,000-mile warranty, they would, and they'd get a lot more money for them. But they don't. The engineers who built them, they don't know what's going to happen with any certainty after a certain number of miles and years. That's how they come up with those numbers for Porsches or Lamborghinis or Dodges or whatever. So basically, if they don't know what's going to happen, there's no way you can expect us to know what's going to happen. So there's risk involved in buying used, okay? So please, 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 if you're not willing to accept some risk, not willing to accept the fact that maybe sooner or later, maybe in a month, maybe in a week, or maybe in 5 years, you'll have to spend some of the money you save buying from us on repairs, then do not buy it. You can go buy a new one, get this bed put on, gas, crank windows, air, probably 35. That's what you should do. Okay. This is a great running truck. This is just my standard speech on the subject of buying anything used, whether it's a toaster or a sofa or, you know, a blender. But there's a lot of people out there who don't get it. Okay. So what I'm telling you is, don't have your rose-colored goggles on. Okay. If you need perfect, that's a new car. We don't know what's going to happen to this thing, so just be aware of that. It's going to be a smoking deal, like all of our vehicles are really smoking deals. So some of that money may have to go into fixing this sooner or later. Being a gas and being a very dependable, durable 5.9 Dodge gas motor, 2-wheel drive, not a whole lot of electronic stuff going on inside. There's not very much to break. This is pretty simple. So I'd be surprised if you ever had to do anything major, not ever, but if you had to do anything major soon, but you never know. All right? Thank you for your time.